Go inside and be protected, right?
That's exactly right, Wolf. I'm here at a hotel. We actually moved locations this morning. We did not feel we were in a safe enough place along the water's edge this morning, so we came about a mile inland to a building that I do think can withstand the wind that we're seeing here. I keep looking around. I apologize for that, Wolf. I hear a little bit of rattling here and there. That's our concern. If you start to see gutters, if you start to see metal being pulled off any of the walls here, then we will get inside. The door is just a matter of 20 feet away from where I am. I could run in at a moment's notice. We do want people to see what the strength of a storm like this truly means, though. The wind is piercing. I can't look to my right. You can see my right elbow here. I can't look in that direction. The wind is simply too fierce in that direction. If I look over there, the rain would just get right into my eyes. Too strong to look over there, so that's why I'm facing this way. But yes, well, we've got a plan. You can go inside these buildings. So many of the buildings in Florida were built after Hurricane Andrew, which was such a powerful storm. The codes were raised so that most of the buildings here built in the last 20 years, hopefully can withstand a storm, the power of which we're about to see over the next hour or so as Hurricane Michael makes landfall. Wolf?
Yeah, we're all worried about that flying debris, which could be so dangerous. All right, go protect yourself. Be careful over there, John Berman. We see you. We're going to keep your shot up from where you are, but we'll get back to you, I am sure. John Berman on the scene for us. Erica Hill is also on the scene for us. She's in Destin, where winds are also picking up right now. What are you seeing, Erica?
Yeah, they certainly are, Wolf. So where we are in Destin, so we're about 45 miles to the west of where John is. And we are definitely starting to feel and see the storm. It's really picked up over the last, certainly the last 20 minutes, but even a little bit before then. And we are expecting, according to local officials who just updated us from Okaloosa County, they are expecting these conditions to last at least through 5 p.m. local time. So through 6 p.m. Eastern. And what we're also hearing from folks here on the ground, in terms of evacuations, there's been a lot made about whether there was enough time, whether people got out. Locally, they can't give us exact numbers of how many people left, but as John was talking about that being a tourist destination, Destin is as well. The population here, 13,700 or so, but that swells. Tens of thousands of visitors each year, and this is still in the season for them. It used to be during the summer, but as officials told me yesterday, this is now a year-round destination. This is the middle of the fall break season for a lot of schools in the south. So there were a number of tourists here, some of the hotels shutting down along with restaurants and offices yesterday by noon, and officials tell me they were confident that a number of tourists left. That said, I've spoken to a few who didn't. One woman from Maryland telling me she's nervous. She didn't know how else to say it, but she felt that she was comfortable in the condo where she was staying. There's been a lot of talk about power as well, so the power has begun to flicker here where we are in Destin. We actually just got the latest update from Gulf Power, who told us in the last few minutes they do expect that in many areas, as many as 225,000 people will be without power after this storm, and that in many of the hardest hit areas that could last for weeks, they expect that they will have to be rebuilding systems during those outages, telling us that they have folks from 15 different states who are ready to come in as soon as the coast is clear. They can't get out there. They can't begin working on anything, though, until the winds are below 30 miles per hour. We also heard from Secretary Nielsen, who said that there were folks from 14 different states who were positioned ready to come in as well here and help. And that's what you'll hear from local officials here in Okaloosa County, telling us just a short time ago in their latest briefing, another reason they are urging folks, obviously now it's too late to get out, but they're also urging folks to stay put after the storm has passed, is because they need to check the roads. You need to have the all clear from local officials so that they can clear pathways for first responders, for emergency vehicles, and also to eventually get all these other resources in to begin to clean up the damage, Wolf.
Erica, we're going to get back to you. Erica Hill's in Destin. John Berman is in Panama City Beach for us. John, I know you're a very cautious journalist, and there's no danger right now, but once it becomes really dangerous, this is supposed to make landfall, Hurricane Michael, this hour at some point. Obviously, you'll go inside and be protected, but what else are you feeling and seeing right now?
Well, we're feeling this heavy, sustained wind, and I don't know any other way to describe it other than just this heavy, leading force consistently against the body here, and the piercing rain on your face. At this point, really, it seems to be beyond the bands. It seems to be a consistent forceful wind as the eye wall moves ever closer to the shore. That it has picked up. I was in Hurricane Florence a few weeks ago. This is stronger. I'm already feeling wind speed stronger than Hurricane Florence was at its height. That was the Category 1 storm. The rain there, obviously, the flooding was a major issue. Here is the storm surge, which is being seen on the coast in this wind speed. So the eye wall hits the 145, 150 miles an hour, and we are now feeling it, Wolf. I mean, the wind speed here, very, very strong. As you said, if it gets to be too fierce, we will go inside. There is a safe place in the building here. The tropical storm force winds are extending way beyond the center of the storm, even as the eye approaches Panama City Beach, where I am. I want to check in with my colleague, Brooke Baldwin, who's in Destin. Brooke.
Hey, John. Yeah, we're about 45 miles west of you, and this is actually where a lot of people in PCB, Panama City Beach, have come to thinking they'd be seeking refuge here in Destin. And I'm with Taka, my photojournalist, and we just wanted to step outside from behind a building where we've really been protected from a lot of this wind. Check this out. We're in this inlet, right? So on the other side of this berm is the Gulf of Mexico. And just in the last half hour, we've really started to see some of these white caps and these waves picking up, which is really the harbinger of things to come, right? So this storm, right around 3 feet storm surge as of now in the Destin area. We're told 4 to 8. The rain has been coming down, obviously consistently for hours and hours and hours, but periodically, you really are seeing this water hitting the top of this dock. Just here you go, just to give you some perspective of what we're seeing close to the ocean here in Destin. This is on the outer western edge, right? So a lot of the people I talked to earlier today were saying they feel safe. A lot of people have been here during Opal. That was 1995, and the thing with this storm is, a lot of folks in the Panhandle, they're used to storms coming up and coming up quickly, right? A lot of people woke up Monday morning and realized there was a hurricane coming, but it wasn't until this morning when they woke up and it was wham, a Category 4, and so a lot of people in the Destin area, they feel relatively safe, they know how to handle hurricanes, but obviously taking precaution, and the worst of it, Wolf and John, it sounds like John's really starting to feel it, is yet to come about a half hour from now, and I'll be here for 2 hours outside for my own show, so we'll be riding the storm during that entire time here from Destin. Wolf, back to you.
All right, thanks, Brooke. We'll get back to you soon, and we'll look forward to getting more of your reports. Once again, Brooke, be careful. John, you're still with us. Tell us more.
All right, well, I just happened to notice, I looked down and realized that I'm standing in a couple inches of water already. The water now flowing in from all this rain. This isn't the storm surge, it's just the immense amount of rain. And then the wind is also ferocious. I'm going to bring in Diane Gallagher here, who's with me as well. Diane, you've been here for a few days. Hopefully they can hear us in this mic. We're going to try to conduct an interview in 100-mile-an-hour winds. You've been speaking to city officials. What's their sense?
John, look, the sense for everybody, I can hold this if you want to block the wind a little bit for your face right now, but look, the sense that they have right now is that they need their community to stay put, right? Obviously, people want to take pictures, they want to get video of this. I'm already seeing stuff show up online, videos that people should not be taking. They're out on the beaches, and that's just not a smart move. It's one thing if you didn't evacuate. I understand that. There are a lot of reasons why people didn't do it. If your reason was riding the hurricane out, probably not the smartest thing. But there are financial reasons, there are sicknesses, handicap, stuff like that. But there's no reason for you to be out taking pictures and videos right now. Now, officials have said that we're starting to see these winds and the storm surge affect Panama City Beach. The bridges have been closed for some time now. No one can get on the island. No one can get off the island. But we're still going to be in this for a couple hours here. So we're just starting to see what is going to be the worst of this right here. In fact, one of our producers here, Debbie Sayers, is watching a very large piece of very heavy debris that's far off to the right of us, but trying to prevent it from coming over here and keep making sure that we're aware of what's going on. I think people just see us out here and they think that we're going crazy being out in the hurricane, but we have a very large team of professionals who know what they're doing to make sure that we're going to be safe. And you guys don't if you're out there doing the same. I mean, yeah, so...
Diane, I keep looking away. It's not because I'm being rude. It's because I can't look in this direction. because the wind is simply blowing so much. They're pointing up right now. We're going to come a little few steps this way because one of these trees is blowing just a little bit.
Look at the palm.
You can see the palm over there blowing. You can see everything beginning to go. Diane, if you can hear me, it's about 12,000 people live in PCB, Panama City Beach, on a normal time. My understanding, speaking to some of the officials that you were speaking to, they think about half the residents are still here. They think there are only about 4,000 people who have gone to the shelters in this part of the state completely. So not many people are in these public shelters.
No, and look, so the thing is that some of the shelters did fill up all the way. They opened new shelters. Those didn't. And there were a lot of people, we have talked about this. I know that Jennifer said people knew this was going to be a strong storm, but in the minds of people who were thinking, I live here, I've been through a storm before, they thought category 2, I can do that. Category 4 is a different monster, as Governor Rick Scott has said. And they woke up this morning, often, many of them too late. It was already too late. Bay County authorities were no longer responding. We've been up a very long time, so it seems like this has been going on a long time, but it's still fairly early in the day. And so a lot of those people, it was too late for them to get to shelters this morning once they came in. When winds like this start to come around, you can't walk to a shelter. We're having a hard time standing. And so some of the individuals, we're seeing this online. John, it broke my heart reading just the Facebook page of the Bay County Sheriff's Office and people saying, I didn't think it was going to get this bad. My home's only 2 stories. We're just at sea level. I don't know what to do now. Can you come help me? Can I go somewhere? And for them to have to say, please just stay where you are, shelter in place, because we can't come get you during the storm. Emergency vehicles cannot brave this either.
Obviously, there's one problem where we're standing, and that's the wind. You can see the wind that we're dealing with right now. Sustained, I would say, easily over 100 miles per hour now, with gusts definitely north of that. About a mile that way is the coast, is the beach itself. That is where the storm surge is. That's where people, if they decided to stay, they might need to be rescued. And Diane, you hit on one point, and I hope you can hear me. I don't know if you get to the wind here. One of the things that I sensed in people's voices this morning, and I've been speaking to them, is regret. And I haven't heard that before covering a storm. People who made the decision to stay sounded to me like they were sorry they did.
Yes, when we were covering Hurricane Florence, I was in Newburgh, where there was a significant amount of flooding. It was catastrophic. And I heard people say, my home's never flooded before, that's why I didn't evacuate. If you're on this island here, you knew that you were going to get slammed with a hurricane. Category 2 or Category 4, you're going to get slammed. Now, again, there are reasons why people don't evacuate, but there are reasons why people don't evacuate, and I understand that, but everybody should. And again, everybody, we can get to safety in a couple minutes, I know that, but we knew we were going to get slammed. Wow, there we go.
All right, I don't know if you can see that, but if the camera can push you to that metal sheeting, I can come a little bit this way. You can see that metal sheeting over there. If you can push it in, you can see it now, flying past. We're protected. We're the little inlet. Yeah. Drift over here if you can. Actually, come over here more. I just want people to see. Those are the kind of projectiles that are blowing through. Those are gutters. Maybe they were gutters at one point when they were on a building siding, maybe metal siding. That just flew through. Imagine that hitting you, or hitting a car, siding, metal siding. Imagine that hitting you, at 100 miles an hour, or even hitting your car if you're trying to drive at 100 miles an hour now, which I can't imagine people are doing.
John, I think it also illustrates the point as to why emergency officials can't come rescue you during a hurricane like this. It isn't a matter of callousness or that they don't want to help. It's quite the opposite. As soon as the storm passes, they've already said, we're going to go out, clear the roads to the hospitals, go to people that have been calling us to try and help them. But they can't drive. They can't do stuff like this. Sorry, I want that. They can't do stuff like this when you have projectiles like this flying through the air. And again, we're sort of off. We're a little bit shielded by these winds. We're not experiencing the full force of these winds right now.
I think that's an important point. Another piece going right there. We're a little bit sheltered. We're not getting the full force. And I don't think this is the worst of it yet. We're going to speak to our meteorologist in just a moment to get a sense of when the eye wall itself will make landfall and when the strongest winds will be. Wow. Look at that siding just pulled over there, and look at the railing, which looked like it's even bending a little bit.
I will tell you, John, there were more signs on the railing when I started this morning. Those signs have been ripped off. We had some drains, like the drainage pipes here were also ripped off of the building that we're taking shelter in as well. We've been carefully watching a sign that's on top of the building, a La Quinta Inn, watching the sign know, we talk about all the water and the rain, and that is very significant because water kills, wind injures, but this wind could also do the same because of those projectiles here.
Right.
This is intense.
All right, come with me. We're just going to walk back to the camera so they can see us. And we're going to throw back to Wolf here, but we just want to say hi so you can see that we're here, we're safe. Wolf, we're going to go back to you for a second. We'll reassess our situation. Wolf?
All right, assess, be careful. All of our viewers are obviously and understandably very, very concerned. We'll get back to both of you guys, Diane Gallagher, John Berman, doing amazing reporting for us. We're going to take a very, very quick break, resume our special coverage. Hurricane Michael making land